I'm here with the Samsung Transform on Sprint. Just starting it up here. I'll take a look around the front. You'll see a camera at the top. It does front side camera, although I haven't got it to work yet. I have the back off, so you can see the battery. There's a little SD card slot here. I'm not sure if you can see it. We'll put the back on. You got a 3 megapixel camera with a flash here, kind of low end, but it does have a dedicated camera button here and a speak button here, which you don't see on many phones. Volume rockers on this side. At the top you have your headphone jack and your USB port. In the bottom you can see the mic, and it's still booting up. So what's kind of exciting about this is it's a full QWERTY keyboard. It's got really nice feel on the keys. It's got the little smiley, but it does have an @ symbol, which the Samsung Epic 4G did not have. It's not quick at starting up, obviously. You can see that. We'll go around back. You see the slider mechanism's pretty tight. This is normally where I would show you other stuff. See how thick it is here. And it started. 2D home. Force close. That's not a way to start. So there's an issue with landscape that you'll see right away. Go to home screen. It won't go landscape. So you're kind of dealing with that. It's not optimal, but most of the apps work in landscape mode. Let's see if we can go back here. We'll go to maps. The screen is 320 by 480 and 3.5 inch, very similar to the original iPhone through the iPhone 3GS. The maps are pretty quick. The GPS is surprisingly a little bit better than the Galaxy S series, at least in my tests. And it does do landscape and portrait. I don't have a lot of apps installed on here yet, but you can see the top. I'm not sure really what's going on there. That's on purpose or by accident, but yeah. One interesting thing is the camera button over here on the right, dedicated. So you click it, a couple seconds later, you're filming. The settings, flash mode, camera mode. You can change the camera to front and back to back. And in video, normal. Kind of unfortunate, but the best resolution you can get is 352 by 288, which isn't going to impress too many people. But this is a medium range camera, and you get what you pay for. The web browser's a little slow. Still got that weird Not too bad for a full page. The scrolling is a little jerky. It's not finished loading yet, so that's not quite fair, but let me go into partial mode there. We'll go back home. I gotta say the keyboard is really nice. If nothing else, this is a great keyboard. Maybe even better than the Galaxy Epic 4G. The keys. See, it's a landscape issue right here. So that's what you get. Phone is a normal phone app. And still in the landscape. I'd kind of like to see this when Froyo comes out, supposedly by the end of the year. I think there's a lot of room for improvement in the software. This kind of feels like it was hurried out. As for stock apps, this is mostly what you get. I've only installed a few extras on here. Depending on how you feel about it, you have the NASCAR app, you have the Sprint ID, the Sprint Football app, and the Sprint Zone thing. You also have the Telenav GPS Navigator, which probably won't be as exciting as Google Maps. If you look at the Sprint IDs, this is the new thing they've done. Instead of putting a TouchWiz overlay on it, you get a choice of, you start out with a fresh Android standard overlay, and then you get a choice to create your new ones or download new ones from Sprint. Most people won't, but there are some available, and it's a good compromise between the overlay, to overlay or not to overlay. Obviously not terribly quick. This is the Sprint overlay. Open over there. Quick messages here, SMS thing. Music app, you're probably going to want to swap that out for Double Twist. Sprint Zone, and that's pretty much it. This is a new control panel for GPS and battery life. Actually, TouchWiz has something that on the pull down that's also kind of nice. Anyway, this is the Sprint Transform on, or a Samsung Transform on Sprint. It should be available soon.